Hi everyone, and welcome to the first of two videos I'm creating to show you the crystal grid that I've created for the Summer Solstice 2026. In this first one, I'm going to show you how I created the grid, the crystals in a little bit more detail for those of you who like to see them in close up. And in the second part, you'll see the completed grid, and I'll give you a little bit more of the astrological details. On screen now you can see the chart for the moment of the solstice as the sun enters Cancer, and I recreate this in crystal form by placing crystals or other objects in position that the planets are in at that moment. Let's take a look and see what step forward wanting to be included this time. You can see here all of them laid out, and if we start at the back, you'll see a labradorite stood up. That was for the sun, and if we go round anti-clockwise, there's lepidolite for the moon, a smoky quartz and smoky feldspar for Mercury, a Celtic or Welsh quartz for Venus, an anandamide, aurora quartz for Mars, a rose quartz pyramid for Jupiter, yellow kyanite for Saturn, a trigonic lemurian for Uranus, a carnelian in a kite shape for Neptune. What I haven't shown is a Herkimer for Pluto, because that was one that was coming from my healing stock. For the south node, Atlantisite, and for the north node, what I thought was originally Epido in quartz, but I now think is tourmaline. Last but not least, for Chiron, is rutilated topaz. So let's take a closer look at these beautiful crystals. First we have this stunning lepidolite tower, very pink in this one. You can see the quartz in it, pointed at the top, left natural at the base, connecting us to the feminine energies of the violet flame, the silver violet flame, and helping with the release of shadow energies. Then we have this labradorite tower, which is left quite natural, got some lovely blue at the top. That I feel is helping to bring in discernment as to when it is okay to be vulnerable, which the Cancer energy of the sun does not really like. So there's a shielding and filtering of the energies, so we will not be taking things quite so personally. Then we have this lovely piece of Atlantisite connecting us to the north node in Pisces, bringing in Atlantis, ancient knowledge for us to access and use. Then we have these two pieces of what I thought was Epido in quartz, but I now believe to be tourmaline, representing the south node. And look out for the second video, because both actually came into play here, and I feel that they are helping with increasing our confidence. You can see the strength and the clarity, I think, in the crystals there. Then we've got this lovely small little cabochon of rutilated topaz, very unusual, and the rutile helps with the Taurian Chiron energies of not feeling safe and secure. How about this for an unusual piece? Smoky quartz and smoky feldspar, representing Mercury, which goes retrograde in about 8 days on the 29th, and it feels very much like it is grounding the mind, bringing in peace. It looks like a landscape, looks like boulders. An absolutely intriguing piece, and the smoky looks a little bit like a candle, I think you can see there. Very unique and quite special energy on that one. And then a Celtic quartz, which is representing Venus. And this needed to be a golden healer. And this particular piece has got matrix in the middle. As you can see, it's got the clear and the milky. And then you turn it around and you see that there are also clustered points. Oh, look at that beautiful golden, light golden healer there. Absolutely stunning. And then at the other end, we have more points. So it's got, it's almost like a double terminated. This end, the points are darker. There's more stained golden healer on them. There's a lovely little eye, a cave there. And you can see a rainbow there above it. See, there's darker at that end. So it's light at one end, dark at the other. It feels like it's a natural balancing here of masculine, feminine, yin, yang. Then we have this anandalite or aurora quartz. It's a rosette shape, as you can see. And whilst this one generally helps with clearing the aura, what I felt it was helping with for the chart, with the raising of the Earth's vibration alongside our own vibration raising, it does help to harmonize the body with those changes. A rose quartz pyramid is for Jupiter, and you can see it's slightly imperfect, but I like the way that looked like to me at the top, the steps that you see on the Egyptian pyramids. And no doubt there's an Egyptian connection. The connection, I think, also extends to, it's not the outside structure, which is like a protection, but more about what's going on the inside. Yellow kyanite, very rare for Saturn. And the yellow links with the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is where we would work with fear, which is a key word for Saturn. And we have this amazing trigonic Lemurian. What a stunner. Obviously linking to the energies of Lemuria, and again I feel that that is helping us to access ancient wisdom from those times. This crystal has got an exceptionally high vibration and helps us also to access unconditional love and forgiveness. And this one has got so many markings, symbols. I can see landscapes in there. I think it would take you on some wonderful explorations. The carnelian kite is connecting us to fire, warming energies, creative imagination, and there are some additional crystals that step forward. There are usually crystals that go outside of the actual chart itself. So these are holding space or bringing in energies or releasing energies. These step forward with a view to joining in. And we've got a really lovely tall Mangano calcite obelisk. The pink Mangano calcite has got a softer energy than rose quartz. Wonderful heart energy. Amazing amethyst point that has got some really unusual inclusions in it, which look like waves. And given that I had already given the analogy of surfing the wave. For the solstice, that was absolutely perfect. More Atlantic they possibly wanted to be used, and more of the carnelian kite shapes. And I found some moldavite that is very much coming to the fore at the moment. In fact, all the tektites, I think, are going to be playing more and more of a role as we move forward with the year and into next year. Sugilite holds the loving energy of the violet flame, and it also clears space within us for the love of the divine to enter in. Natural citrines, one was very smoky. 4 natural copper mixes. It's got various inclusions: variety, charcoal pyrite, and 4 Gaia blood flints, which are the combination of the Gaia's blood, the Milky Way, child Gaia, and the Gaia Phoenix. The big piece to the right has got a face on it. I'm not going to call it a skull because it's like a head rather than a skull face. And it's got a pyrite eye, and it's got pyrite on the nose. I think there's some malachite, possibly a little bit of azurite in there, possibly some turquoise as well. Again, copper mixes. At the back, you can see a spiral, that is satin spar, commonly called selenite. And in front of that, you can see the dark black crystal is Apache tears, form of obsidian. The name suggests that one does work well with grief, and I felt here it's going to help with deep personal and collective healing of tears. Join me for part 2 to see the completed grid, which you can use to tune into the energies and potential of the solstice, and to see which of the extra crystals were included and how.